Kim Jong-un has spent a fortune on inventions that don't just protect him, but also send a chilling message to anyone who dares oppose his regime. From armored trains to fortified cars and complex communication systems, these are some of his security inventions that scare the world. The $135 million armored train. Imagine a fortress that moves, a castle on wheels, bristling with weapons, armor, and luxury that would make medieval kings weep with envy. Now add that to the paranoia of absolute power and the resources of an entire nation, and you begin to understand the mechanical marvel that is Kim Jong-un's armored train, the Taeyangho, meaning sun in Korean, often referred to by intelligence agencies as the moving fortress. This isn't just a train, it's a mobile command center, a luxury palace and a weapons platform all rolled into one terrifying package. The Taeyangho continues a dark tradition started by Kim's father, Kim Jong-il, who feared flying after intelligence reports suggested foreign powers might attempt to shoot down his aircraft. He followed his father's footsteps and created a technological marvel. While Kim Jong II's train was impressive, Kim Jong-un's version is absolutely extraordinary. The specifications alone are enough to make your head spin. The Taeyangho consists of 20 armored carriages with a total length of approximately 576 meters when fully configured. That's longer than 5 football fields placed end to end. To put this in perspective, most passenger trains are between 200–400 meters long, making Kim's train nearly twice the length of standard trains. It's pulled by 2 reinforced armored China Railways DF8 locomotives, engines so powerful they're designed specifically to handle the enormous weight of Kim's mobile fortress. But length is just the beginning of this engineering marvel's intimidating features. The train is also equipped with bulletproof glass, reinforced walls, and explosion-proof flooring to protect against attacks. The armor plating is so thick and comprehensive that it significantly impacts the train's speed. According to reports, the train's maximum speed is limited to 60 kilometers per hour, about 37 miles per hour, due to the heavy armor. This makes it significantly slower than standard trains, but infinitely more secure. The defensive capabilities of this mobile fortress read like something from a military science fiction novel. The train reportedly carries control over a nuclear-armed nation while moving at 37 miles per hour through the countryside. Additionally, the security operations surrounding the Taeyangho are as elaborate as the train itself. The Taeyangho operates as part of a 3-train convoy. First, a security train runs ahead to check for threats, equipped with mine detectors and a small crew. Then the Taeyangho itself travels 20 to 60 minutes behind. After that, a second security train follows with additional guards and equipment. It's like a slow-motion military parade where every element exists solely to protect one man's life. Before Kim Jong-un makes any trip, there are advanced preparations to be made, and these are equally extraordinary. Approximately 100 security officers inspect the route and stations in advance, and a Mi-4 helicopter scouts ahead for threats. It's said that power to other tracks is cut off during travel to prevent interference from other trains. This process essentially shuts down North Korea's already limited rail system to accommodate Kim's passage. The regime maintains 19 private train stations exclusively for the Kim family's use, with some connected to underground palaces. Perhaps most mind-blowing is the cost of this technological marvel, which is staggering and reveals the true extent of Kim's priorities. While a single standard train carriage costs around $1.5 million, the Taeyangho's customized armored carriages are far more expensive. With 90 total armored luxury railcars in the Kim family's fleet, 6 trains, each with up to 15 carriages, the cost is estimated to exceed $135 million. The renovations, such as modernized interiors with plush pink leather seats and white paneling, also add continuously to the expense. Interestingly, while the Taeyangho continues to be a global spectacle, its purpose goes beyond mere transportation or even security. In fact, it's a weapon of psychological warfare and political symbolism. The train serves as a mobile command center, allowing Kim to travel securely within North Korea and abroad. Its slow speed and heavy armament prioritize safety over efficiency, reflecting the regime's obsession with security. The Taeyangho's opulence projects Kim's image as a powerful leader. It's a statement of power so absolute that it requires its own army, its own communication network, and its own private railway system to function. While Kim Jong-un's armored train captures headlines for its sheer audacity and scale, this next invention represents a different kind of technological terror, one that rolls silently through the streets of Pyongyang. The $10 million armored vehicles. Kim Jong-un's armored vehicles aren't just about getting from point A to point B. They're mobile fortresses so luxurious and so heavily armored that they blur the line between transportation and military equipment. Kim Jong-un's security detail relies heavily on a fleet of high-end armored vehicles to ensure his safety during public appearances and travel, with these vehicles often acquired in violation of UN sanctions banning luxury goods exports to North Korea. This fact alone should send chills down your spine. We're talking about a security fleet so important to Kim's survival that he's willing to risk international consequences and deploy sophisticated smuggling networks just to acquire them. The crown jewel of this vehicular fortress fleet consists of Mercedes-Benz Maybach S600 or S650 limousines, which are bulletproof and customized for security. It's said that the base prices for these cars range from $200,000 to $1.6 million, depending on modifications. But these aren't just expensive cars with some armor plating slapped on. They are rolling fortresses engineered to survive assassination attempts that would destroy conventional vehicles. The acquisition story of these vehicles reads like an international thriller novel. In 2018, 2 Maybachs were reportedly smuggled into Pyongyang through a complex route involving Italy, the Netherlands, China, Japan, South Korea, and Russia. Think about the logistical complexity required to move these massive, expensive vehicles across multiple international borders while avoiding detection by intelligence agencies worldwide. What makes this even more remarkable is that Daimler, Mercedes' parent company, has stated it ceased trade with North Korea 15 years ago, suggesting these vehicles were acquired through black market channels. This means Kim's regime has developed such sophisticated procurement networks that they can acquire the most advanced luxury vehicles in the world, even when the manufacturers themselves refuse to sell to them. 2 other inventions in Kim's automotive arsenal are the Ford Transit vans and Lexus LX SUVs, both considered luxury goods under UN sanctions. The diversity of this fleet reveals strategic thinking by using vehicles from different manufacturers and countries. Kim's security team creates redundancy and confusion that makes it harder for potential attackers to predict which vehicle contains their target. The international nature of this fleet became apparent during one of Kim's travels. During a 2023 visit to Russia, Kim used a Hyundai Staria as a security vehicle. This indicates a diverse fleet that adapts to different operational environments and geopolitical relationships. This flexibility in vehicle selection suggests a security apparatus so sophisticated that it can seamlessly integrate different automotive technologies and security systems. The diplomatic implications of Kim's vehicle acquisitions became crystal clear when Russian President Vladimir Putin gifted Kim an Urus Senat, a Russian-made luxury car costing around $300,000, further flouting UN sanctions. This wasn't just a diplomatic gift, it was a direct challenge to international sanctions and a demonstration of how authoritarian leaders support each other's luxury security needs. The defensive capabilities of these vehicles are truly extraordinary. These vehicles are equipped with bulletproof armor, reinforced tires, and possibly communication jammers to prevent remote attacks. They are designed to withstand small arms fire and explosives, ensuring Kim's safety during motorcades. These presidential-level armored vehicles typically feature armor plating that can stop high-powered rifle rounds and even small explosive devices. The windows aren't just bulletproof, they're typically several inches thick and designed to remain intact even after multiple hits. The tires are often run-flat designs that can continue operating even when punctured, while the fuel tanks are armored and self-sealing to prevent catastrophic damage from gunfire. One of the most interesting things about Kim Jong-un's ground movements is that his convoy typically includes multiple identical vehicles. This strategy is designed to confuse potential attackers and is a common tactic for high-profile leaders. This shell game approach to security means that even if attackers can penetrate the convoy's defensive perimeter, they still face the challenge of identifying which vehicle actually contains Kim Jong-un. Now, the cost implications. The cost of a single armored Mercedes Maybach can reach $1.6 million, and with multiple vehicles in the fleet, the total expenditure likely exceeds $10 million. The Urus Senat and other vehicles add significant costs, especially when factoring in maintenance and smuggling expenses. The thing is, the true cost of this automotive arsenal goes far beyond the purchase price. Maintaining a fleet of heavily armored luxury vehicles requires specialized mechanics, secure storage facilities, regular security updates, and constant preparation for rapid deployment. The fuel costs alone for these heavy, armor-laden vehicles would be substantial, especially when multiplied across an entire convoy that must be ready to move at a moment's notice. One of the most chilling things about these cars is their acquisition through illicit channels. That fact alone demonstrates North Korea's ability to bypass international sanctions, likely via Office 39, the regime's secretive agency responsible for generating illicit funds through smuggling, hacking, and other activities. This suggests that Kim's vehicle security isn't just about protecting his life. It's about demonstrating the regime's ability to acquire whatever it needs, regardless of international law or sanctions. Now, what happens when Kim Jong-un isn't flying? Let's talk about his futuristic sky fortress, the $100 million private aircraft fleet. When Kim Jong-un must leave the ground, he doesn't just fly. He commands the skies in what can only be described as floating palaces equipped with military-grade defensive systems and luxury accommodations that rival the world's finest hotels. His private aircraft fleet represents a fascinating paradox. While Kim generally prefers the superior security of his armored train, when air travel becomes necessary, he deploys aviation assets so sophisticated and expensive that they transform the very concept of presidential aircraft into something approaching science fiction. Although it's said that Kim prefers rail travel for its security, he occasionally uses private aircraft for international trips, particularly when rail travel is impractical. This preference reveals crucial strategic thinking. Rail travel offers superior control over the environment and route security, but international diplomacy sometimes demands the speed and range that only aircraft can provide. Kim owns two Ilyushin Il-62M jets, a Soviet-era aircraft from the 1960s, refurbished for VIP use and designated as Shamay-1. Now, the choice of Soviet-era aircraft might seem outdated until you understand the strategic reasoning behind it. These weren't chosen for their age, they were chosen for their proven reliability, their availability outside Western sanctions regimes, and their suitability for extensive customization without Western oversight or approval. These jets, nearly 175 feet long, were among the largest of their kind when built, providing the internal space necessary for Kim's security requirements and luxury expectations. The sheer size of these aircraft allows for modifications that would be impossible in smaller jets. We're talking about flying palaces with enough room for multiple security zones, communication centers, and luxury accommodations. The aircraft features luxury interiors with private suites, meeting rooms, and modern communication systems similar to the Taiyangho train. We're talking about flying command centers that can serve as mobile government headquarters, complete with all the communication, security, and comfort systems necessary to run a nuclear-armed nation from 30,000 feet. These jets and aircraft are maintained in a dedicated hangar, adding to operational costs. The transformation of Kim's aviation preferences represents a significant evolution from his father's approach. Unlike his father, who avoided flying due to fear of being shot down, Kim has used these jets for trips to China, Singapore, and South Korea. This shift suggests either improved confidence in aerial security systems or recognition that modern diplomacy sometimes requires the speed and global reach that only aircraft can provide. The security features of these aircraft is one other thing we need to consider. Although specific details are classified, the jets are likely equipped with countermeasures such as radar jammers or infrared decoys to protect against missile attacks. Modern military countermeasures can include electronic warfare systems that confuse incoming missiles, flare dispensers that mislead heat-seeking weapons, and chaff systems that create false radar signatures. In terms of defensive capabilities, presidential-level aircraft typically feature reinforced structures, armored flight decks, advanced communication encryption, and sometimes even defensive weapon systems. The aircraft would be equipped with medical facilities, secure communication systems that can reach anywhere in the world, and possibly even command and control systems that could coordinate military operations from the air. Interestingly, while Kim has a sophisticated air arsenal, his limited use of air travel suggests a preference for the train's superior security, while he keeps the jets as a faster alternative when necessary. This tactical flexibility is crucial for a leader whose survival depends on unpredictability and multiple security options. By maintaining both ground and air assets, Kim ensures that no single mode of transportation becomes a predictable vulnerability. Now, the financial implications of maintaining this aerial fortress are staggering. Each refurbished Il-62M, including maintenance and hangar costs, is estimated to cost $50 million. With the two jets, the total expenditure is around $100 million. Note that this figure only captures the initial cost. It's expected that the ongoing expenses of maintaining a Soviet-era aircraft with modern luxury and security systems would be enormous. Consider the complexity of keeping 1960s aircraft operational with 21st century security and communication systems. This requires constant maintenance, regular upgrades, specialized parts that may no longer be in production, and technical expertise that spans both vintage aviation and cutting-edge military technology. The dedicated hangar facilities alone would cost millions to construct and maintain, especially given the security requirements for protecting protecting Kim's aircraft. To put this in perspective, the US Air Force One cost significantly more than Kim's planes, totaling about $5.3 billion for the two planes. However, Kim's jets are considered extravagant given North Korea's economic constraints and limited use. This comparison reveals the true audacity of Kim's aviation spending. He's allocated resources equivalent to a significant portion of his nation's GDP for aircraft that he uses less than once per year on average. The rarity of Kim's air travel also creates a psychological impact. When the Chang'e-1 appears in international airspace, it carries enormous symbolic weight. Foreign governments and intelligence agencies pay careful attention to Kim's aircraft movements, knowing that his decision to risk air travel signals the importance he places on specific diplomatic or strategic objectives. Although the jet's use is rare, their existence provides crucial strategic flexibility. In a crisis situation where rapid evacuation or long-distance travel becomes necessary, these aircraft will be Kim's lifeline to the outside world, or to secure locations beyond the reach of ground-based threats. Now to the big question, how does Kim Jong-un's security team work together using these elaborate security strategies? That's where this next innovation comes in. Advanced communication systems worth millions. In an age where information is power and communication is survival, Kim Jong-un has constructed perhaps the most sophisticated and paranoid communication network ever assembled by a single individual. This isn't just about making secure phone calls, it's about constructing an impenetrable digital fortress, a network designed to shield Kim from every possible threat. The system allows him to tighten his grip on power, safeguard state secrets, control a nuclear-armed nation, and remain completely invisible to even the world's most advanced intelligence agencies. The kind of communication systems at Kim's disposal represents the bleeding edge of security technology, privacy protection, and digital warfare capabilities. Kim reportedly uses an HTC smartphone connected to a private cellular network operated by his protection detail, ensuring encrypted communications and preventing eavesdropping. Now, describing this as simply using a smartphone completely misses the sophisticated infrastructure required to make such a system secure. We're talking about a private cellular network that exists parallel to North Korea's already limited public communication infrastructure, operated exclusively for Kim's security needs. Creating and maintaining a private cellular network requires enormous technical expertise and financial investment. This isn't just about installing a few cell towers. It's about creating a completely separate communication ecosystem with its own base stations, switching equipment, encryption protocols, and security monitoring systems. The network must be capable of providing coverage wherever Kim travels, while maintaining security standards that can defeat the world's most advanced intelligence-gathering capabilities. The evolution of Kim's communication security has accelerated dramatically in response to perceived threats. In October 2024, North Korea introduced new anti-eavesdropping phones for its leadership, approved by Kim in response to a drone incursion breaching Pyongyang's defenses. This timing was crucial, and it revealed that Kim's communication security isn't just about general paranoia, but also about specific immediate threats that have prompted urgent upgrades to his digital defenses. These phones are part of a broader effort to counter surveillance and represent the regime's growing sophistication in electronic warfare and communication security. Modern anti-eavesdropping technology can include frequency hopping, where communications rapidly switch between different radio frequencies to prevent interception, and quantum encryption techniques that make unauthorized decryption theoretically impossible. The mobile components of Kim's communication empire are equally impressive. The Taiyangho train and Chang'e-1 jets are equipped with satellite communication systems, including satellite dishes, to maintain secure connections during travel. This innovation isn't just about staying connected. This is about maintaining command and control over a nuclear weapons program and a 25 million person nation while traveling at 37 miles per hour through the countryside or flying at 30,000 feet. Satellite communication systems for high security applications are extraordinarily sophisticated and expensive. They require not only the satellite dishes and ground equipment, but also access to secure satellite networks, encryption systems that can protect communications from interception, and redundant systems that can maintain connectivity even if primary systems are compromised or attacked. The private cellular network isolates Kim's communications from North Korea's limited public networks, reducing the risk of hacking or interception. This isolation strategy is crucial for security, but requires massive infrastructure investment. By creating a completely separate network, Kim's regime must essentially build and maintain maintain two parallel communication systems, one for the general population and one exclusively for regime security. Now, the financial cost of maintaining such sophisticated communication security is enormous. Developing and maintaining a private cellular network and custom anti-eavesdropping phones is costly, likely requiring millions of dollars in infrastructure and imported technology, with smuggling high-end smartphones and satellite systems adding to the expense. Aside from the direct costs, the indirect costs also matter, and they include the technical expertise required to operate these systems, the ongoing maintenance and upgrades, as well as the security personnel needed to protect the infrastructure itself. It's safe to say that the strategic context of Kim's communication security reveals its true importance. Secure communications are critical for Kim's safety, given North Korea's emphasis on cyber warfare as an all-purpose sword alongside nuclear weapons. So it's not just about protecting Kim's personal communications, it's also about maintaining command and control over North Korea's entire cyber warfare apparatus. The regime's 7,000-strong cyber force, trained domestically and in Russia, China, supports these systems while also conducting hacking operations to fund Kim's lifestyle. This creates a self-reinforcing system where Kim's cyber capabilities not only protect his communications, but also generate the funds necessary to maintain and upgrade his security infrastructure. The integration of Kim's communication systems with North Korea's broader cyber warfare capabilities represents a uniquely modern approach to dictatorial control. Traditional authoritarian regimes relied primarily on physical security and surveillance, but Kim has created a digital fortress that combines defensive communication security with offensive cyber capabilities that can strike targets anywhere in the world. By demonstrating that he can communicate securely despite international sanctions and intelligence agency attention, Kim projects an image of technological sophistication, one that enhances his regime's reputation among allies and strikes fear into enemies who realize they cannot easily monitor or predict his actions. As the technicalities of Kim Jong-un's security continue to unfold, one thing becomes crystal clear. We're not just looking at expensive gadgets or luxury items, we're witnessing the physical manifestation that absolute powers also fear their own mortality. The numbers alone are staggering. The Taeyangho armored train, $135 million. The luxury armored vehicle fleet, over $10 million. The private aircraft fleet, $100 million. In total, we're looking at a security apparatus that exceeds $250 million in direct costs, with ongoing maintenance, operations, and upgrades that likely push the total investment close to $1 billion. Which of these innovations do you consider most sophisticated? Let me know in the comments section. For more videos like this, click on this next card on your screen.